Okay, quick test. Could you leave for 1 week, phone off, laptop shut, out where no one can reach you, ideally somewhere in the mountains, and come back to a business that's still standing? Not limping, not crawling, but still standing. For a lot of business owners I meet doing like $1 million plus, the honest answer is no. And I want to be straight with you about what that means. Because if the business can't survive a week without you, you don't have a business, you have a job that owns you. Today I actually want to run this test with you through this video, and I'll show you the exact places where things start to break down. Let's get into it. Here's the thing about this test. It's got nothing to do with whether or not you even want to take a vacation. Maybe you never take one. That's not the point. The vacation test is just the cleanest way I know to answer one question. Did you build a business, or did you build yourself a really demanding job? Some people want the really demanding job, right? I run a consulting business. I am very involved every day in the work that my business does. That's fine. But we still need to treat it like a job, and we still need to try to systematize as much as we possibly can. Because there's a difference, and it's a big one. A job needs you there. A business keeps running when you step out. That's the whole line between the two. One is an asset you own. The other is an asset that owns you. Worse hours than any job you'd ever take, and nobody to cover your shift. So when I say, could you leave for a week, what I'm really asking is there anything in here that isn't you? All right, let's run it. Picture it for real. You're gone a full week, unreachable. Ask yourself what breaks first. In my experience, it's these 5 in about this order. First thing to break is always the phone, right? New lead calls in Tuesday morning. Who answers? If the answer is that it goes to voicemail and it waits for you, that lead's already called the next guy, and that money just walked out the door while you're on your vacation. Second thing to break is always decisions, right? Something comes up that needs a judgment call, a change order, an unhappy customer, supplier problem, and the question's who decides that, right? And if the honest answer is that they wait for you, or they guess and probably get it wrong, that's because the decision lives in your head and nowhere else. You're missing SOPs. Third one to break is usually money, right? Do invoices still go out while you're gone? Do checks still get chased down while you're gone? For a lot of owners, the second they step away, the money just stops moving, right? Cash flow has a heartbeat, and right now, you're the heartbeat. Fourth one to go, and the one that you're often most worried about, is quality, right? Does the work hold to your standard while you're not standing over it and making sure that it goes right? Or does it quietly slip the day that you're not there to catch it? Fifth is kind of just the overall general fires, right? Something will go wrong. Something always goes wrong. So who puts out the fire without calling you, right? If the answer is nobody, they're calling you, then you really can't leave. Now here's the thing that I actually need you to hear, right? If a bunch of these broke down for you, it's not because you're disorganized, and it's not because your people are bad at their jobs. It's because every one of these things lives in the same place. It lives in your head. The standard, the decisions, the relationships, the plan for when things go sideways, it's all up here, and there's no system holding it together while you're out. And to be clear, I'm not telling you to go be some absentee owner on the beach, right? I don't think you even want that. You like the work, good. Keep doing the parts that you love. The test isn't a goal to leave, it's a thermometer. A healthy business could function without you for a week, whether or not you even choose to. That's the whole point, right? The choice becomes yours, and right now, the choice isn't yours. So here's what I'd actually do with this. This week, run the test, honestly, see where things break down. Write down the first 3 things that break if you vanish for a week. Those 3 things, that's your to-do list. Not more leads, not a new logo, those 3 failure points, fix those, and you started to turn a job back into a business. My name's Alec from Noon Creative, and everything we just described, that's the work that I do, right? I take stuff in an owner-run business that only works when you're in the room, and I turn it into systems that stand on their own. Founder to founder, no jargon. If you want to go deeper than the 5 that I just gave you, I built a free business diagnostic. Links down below. It maps to the exact spots in your business that can't run without you and puts them in order of what's costing you the most. It doesn't sell you anything. It just shows you the truth. Run the test, run the diagnostic, come back next week because we're getting into where the money actually leaks in a business like yours, and it's almost never where you think. See you then.